I say this is like in tournaments that I fished over the country for, the last 40 years, it seems like I'm always retying and I never see my co-anglers retying ever. It's like I retie a lot, and I want to talk about why you should do that and the times that you should consider retying. Now, first of all, a lot of it has to do with the type of cover that you're fishing and how heavy the line that you're using. That's a big determination, because obviously the lighter the line you're using, the less leeway that you have if you do have some type of a fray or imperfection in your line in terms of breaking off. So here's the sort of how I go about determining how much that I retie. First of all, you have the obvious. When your line is you can feel it frayed or you can see it frayed. Say, for example, you get it against a dock piling, maybe you get caught up on a rock and there's a little fray there, or you're over a limb. This is easy to do. Anytime that you think that you possibly have a fray, let's say, for example, you pitched in next to a laydown tree and maybe you got hung up a little bit and you were pulling on it before it came off, or maybe that you had a fish down in a piece of cover that you finally got out. Always take time to check your line with your fingers or your lips. Now, first thing I do is I just run my fingers up and down the line. If I feel anything but smoothness, I immediately retie. And a lot of times if I feel like I'm feeling there and maybe it's like, man, maybe I didn't feel something, I'll just put it between my lips and run it between my lips, more sensitive. And if there's any friction or roughness to it, just take a second and retie your line. It's not that big of a deal, because that's probably reduced your line test in half, depending upon how bad that fray is. Okay, the next time that you need to retie, and this is probably the one that gets overlooked the most, and what I would highly suggest is if you get a backlash in your bait casting reel and you're picking that backlash out, you need to retie, or you need to cut the line out of the backlash. Because what happens, let's say you make a cast and you get a backlash, and then you're pulling that backlash out, or when you cast, you get that backlash and you hear the line coming over the spool like it's not coming off smooth, you get a friction burn by doing that. So if you're ever in that situation where you get a bad backlash, or you cast and you sort of cast over a bird's nest, peel that part out, and you're going to notice the difference in it, because when you peel the backlash part out, the line's going to have some small kinks or curls in it. Cut that off and start your line fresh below that, because that friction burn is worse than a fray. It's like it